Welcome to Agape. Agape is Greek for unconditional love. As I like to define it, the awareness and acceptance of our wholeness. When you can truly embrace and accept that you're unique, whole, and perfect like you are, it's the ultimate state of love. It's that aspect of you that knows who is feeling this, who is seeing this, who is tasting this. Oh, that's my consciousness. That's awareness. That's my soul. That's my connection to the infinite. And while there is that connection to the infinite, we teach a practical spirituality that not only embraces that connection to the infinite, but it also teaches us how to fully live our life completely, so that when we leave this body, we've had the experience of a lifetime. And so things we do teach at Agape are meditation and how to use the power of your mind to create, to have a greater experience. And so with that, let's start by doing a quick little meditation together. So I invite you to come to a comfortable, seated upright position. Your back is straight, hands gently resting on your lap, eyes closed. All awareness on the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. With every breath, feel yourself becoming more and more and more relaxed. Any stress in the body just falls away with each breath. You have no attachment to any thought. They come in and you let them go out. The ultimate goal is to go into nothing, to experience nothing, to feel nothing, to sense nothing, to go beyond the senses, beyond the mind, into the infinite, where there just is. This is the experience of oneness, the experience of nothing. Because in oneness, there's no comparison. There's no senses. All experience disappears. And you know your oneness and your depth meditation only after you come out. What you do know is that you feel relaxed. Stress is gone. There's a sense of balance, a sense of inner knowing that everything is perfect, just like it is. There is nothing to change. Can you embrace your uniqueness? And can you accept that you're perfect as that unique expression of the One? That is your greatest gift. The greatest gift you can give yourself is that realization. So knowing you can come back here anytime you choose just by sitting and breathing and letting go, I invite you now to come back to this time, to this place, to your body, to your mind. Gently begin to move your fingers Move your head from side to side or in a circle. And when you're ready, open your eyes and welcome back to the beautiful now. So today, I thought I'd talk about something I haven't talked about in a long, long time. I want to talk about spirituality versus religion, because there's a huge difference. The terms spiritual and religious are often used interchangeably, but they have very different meanings. Religion typically involves organized beliefs, practices, and rituals focused on a higher power, which is called God. It is centered on rules, a dogma to live by. I was born and raised a Catholic. Catholicism is a religion. In there, you had to have certain beliefs. This is what you believe about God. This is what you believe about you. Here are the practices that you're to do. You had sacraments. You had the sacrament of baptism. You had the sacrament of confession, of communion, of confirmation. You had the sacrament of marriage. You had the sacrament of extreme unction, the last rites. So you had these rituals involved. It was focusing that God was above you. The God was the ultimate. It was the supreme being. And if you live by these rules, this dogma, you were considered a good Catholic. Spirituality, on the other hand, is deeply personal, and it focuses on the inner journey of self-discovery, connection, and the experience of something greater than oneself, which gives your life meaning and purpose. Religion is not about the experience of God. It's about obeying God, doing as God wants you to do. Spirituality, as opposed to religion, is about focusing on the inner connection, that you are the individualization of God. That God, the infinite, allness, created this aspect of you that is pure awareness and consciousness and gave it a body and gave it a mind. But you are part of it. And so you get to experience life as you choose. And it gave you the ability to experience it through the power of your thought. And your greatest gift is when you experience the beauty of all life and the beauty of oneness. Spirituality gives us the freedom to explore various philosophies, practices, and beliefs without the constraint of religious dogma, which is a predefined set of rules that we're told we must follow. In Christianity, in a lot of Christian denominations, you are told you cannot do yoga, that it is sinful to do yoga. Well, first off, American yoga is it's basically an exercise. Where when you go to India and places in the East, yoga means the path to the divine. And there are various paths. It's through the asanas, the positions that you get into in yoga, through the breath, through acts of service, through acts of study. Those are all forms of yoga, acts of service. Those are forms of yoga. It's about discovering oneness, discovering God. See, in the religious idea, you're not given the freedom to explore. When I was raised a Catholic, I was told, you don't go to a Protestant church, you don't go into a Hindu temple, you don't go into a Buddhist ceremony. You don't do that. You only do Catholicism. We are the truth. We are the only truth. Spirituality, on the other hand, doesn't believe that. Spirituality believes there's only one. And our job is we are free to explore oneness, explore philosophies of Plato, Socrates, Plotinus, all these other philosophers. Explore all the religions in the world. Explore psychology. Explore rituals. And find out which ones work for you. Which ones will lead you to a greater life and a greater experience of the divine? Spirituality emphasizes the importance of inner exploration and self-awareness through the practices of meditation, mindfulness, contemplation, and the using of the power of our mind. Religion says all your power is God. You ask God, you beseech God, you beg God. Spirituality does not teach that at all. Spirituality teaches that you get into oneness with the divine that you are. You recognize that, you realize that sense of oneness. Then you use the power of the mind through your beliefs to create your life experience. And if you don't like your life experience, you're given the power by simply changing your belief. Once you change your belief, your experience changes. What I love about spirituality is I get to test it. I can see if it works. I don't have to wait for the afterlife. I can see it now. Religion emphasizes that only the priest, the rabbi, the imam can have a direct relationship with God, and you must go through them. It also teaches that your connection to God comes after you die, and only if you obey the rules set forth by the religion will you be judged worthy to experience God in the afterlife. So religion is about a promise afterlife. Spirituality is about the connection to life now. Very different. In spirituality, while I am a minister, I am a teacher, you don't have to go through me to have a religious experience. I teach how you create your own experience. I know that the only one that could form confession in Catholicism was the priest. The only one who could do communion was the priest. Not true in spirituality. Confession is really about forgiveness. Can you forgive yourself for what you did, learn from it, and move forward with your life? Spiritual individuals seek to experience a profound connection to something greater than themselves, which cannot be defined. Spiritual individuals meditate. They slow down. They get into the stillness. They get into the idea, peace be still, and know the I am. Once you've had the experience of the I am, you understand the beauty of life. But you also understand that the experience of the I am is something that you temporarily have while in a body and in a mind, because you're here with a body and a mind to experience life, to experience contrast. When you have that divine connection to the divine, there's no contrast at that point. So life in the spiritual world is balancing, moving between the 3D and the 5D world. Oneness and contrast. While spirituality doesn't prescribe a specific moral code to live by, it provides a moral compass rooted in the principles of empathy, love, and kindness. If you really understood you're one with the divine, and everyone else is one with the divine, and everyone is on a journey seeking to have that experience, it's easy to be empathic because you realize everyone is struggling differently to find it, so you understand. And then to love, which means to accept others. You can accept others as they are, knowing they're on their path. You may not like where they are, but you accept them where they are. And then it's just so natural to be kind to everyone you meet, to be kind to animals, to be kind to life, to be kind with people, be kind to yourself, to be kind with nature. Spirituality is centered on the experience of love, which is the ultimate state of non-judgment, where in religion, there is a supreme being that judges you based on whether you are following the rules of the religion. This is the thing that I could not accept about being in a religion. How could someone, something supreme that is love, judge me? Because love and judgment are contrary. Why is it that if there is a supreme being, must I worship it? Get on my knees and pray to it. That's ego-driven. This infinite God presence doesn't need to be worshiped. It knows who it is. It needs nothing. It demands nothing from me. It has given me and you and everyone freedom to express and live our most beautiful, authentic life or not, with no judgment. What happens in the afterlife? I don't know. What do I believe? I believe that that aspect of me that is consciousness, the soul, moves to the next dimension and continues the journey infinitely, eternally. I believe that's true for everyone. I do not believe in hell. I do not believe in heaven. Heaven and hell are states of mind that we experience here on earth when we're not aligned in oneness. You see, spirituality does not have a book that they claim is given to humans by God, but rather believes in the innate aspect that within each person, it is within each person to seek and discover their own innate divinity. We could go into the whole thing about the Bible and other books. It's not important. You can say there is wisdom in there, yes. Is it the Word of God? It's man's interpretation of what they believe is God. The Bible's been written and translated how many hundreds of times? Got to ask the question, why is St. James Bible the one that's most used today? Because, or King James Bible, because King James had it rewritten to the way he wanted it written. No one in the Bible ever met Jesus. The first gospel of Jesus was written 30 years after his death by someone who didn't know him. The apostles didn't write those gospels. The apostles were fishermen. They were illiterate. They could not read. They could not write. The Emperor Constantine at the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD put today's Bible together to create Catholicism. Catholicism means universal religion. He did that to give it to the Roman Empire to control the people. We're different today. We have the freedom to explore life. We have the freedom to explore the infinite within us. I think there's great lessons and symbolisms in religion, but there's also limitations. I believe that spirituality gives you the freedom. You see, spirituality is a journey that cultivates a deep sense of connection with oneself, the universe, and others, while living a life guided by inner wisdom, purpose, and compassion. Think about that. To develop a connection to all of life, to yourself, to God, to others. And to trust and know that there's an inner power, an inner wisdom that's working through you that can answer all your questions. And you get that through that direct experience of the oneness. And from that, your purpose in life is to fully be your uniqueness and to experience as much love and life as you can, with empathy and wishing the best for everyone you meet. In a world that appears divided by religious differences, spirituality offers an underlying framework that celebrates our shared humanity and the interconnectedness of all life. More wars have been fought in the name of religion. I've got to convert you. I'm right, you're wrong. Who's right? Who's wrong? Most people in whatever religion they're in are in that religion because they were born into it. If you were born in the United States, in an Italian family, you were Catholic. In a Spanish family, you were Catholic. If you were born in a Jewish family, you were Jewish. If you were born in the Middle East, you're Muslim. If you were born in India, Hindu. If you were born in Japan, Buddhist. It all depends on where you're born. It's not something you've chosen consciously. And what most religions don't want you to do is to question what they say. It's the reason I was let go of becoming a Catholic priest when I was in the seminary. I questioned everything. I didn't blindly accept. I believe we were all given a mind, and we were to use that mind to think for ourselves, because the power of the infinite, the power of thought, creates, and it's within each of us. I truly believe that if you took the time, you could live in the world and you could embrace everyone, regardless of their beliefs, and know love, and be the light, and be the example. Spirituality, to me, is living a life of love. A love for yourself, a love for others, a love for life. And you are the light. And when we do this, I believe we can create a world that works for everyone. I want to thank you for joining me today. We offer many classes, workshops, podcasts, meditations. All of that can be found at agapespiritualcenter.com. So many things, just on YouTube channel alone, well over 1,200 videos available for you to watch at any one time or whenever you'd like. If this message touched you, I invite you to make a donation. When you make a donation to Agape, you're setting the law of circulation in place because you receive something and you want to give back. And I truly believe the message we're giving is worth the money that you give, whatever it is you give. And the key thing is, we're here to support you. Our ministry is pretty much online. We do have a local presence here in North Texas, where we do Sunday in-persons and we do some workshops in person and that. But almost everything we do is online for you, because we understand that we're a worldwide community without boundaries. I love the freedom of living a life without boundaries. Join me. Discover it together. It's always more fun doing it with like-minded people. Until next week, much love